guys, welcome to Grandma Thelma Tuesday. Today she's going to give out a poem for 2 whole minutes. Okay, Grandma Thelma, are you ready?
Yes, welcome everybody. Born and bred in Brooklyn, New York, in Brooklyn Jewish Hospital, brought by the stork. 1930 was the year it began, and I will tell you all I can. My parents came to this country as a teen. My father came with his mother's sister in 1918. My mother Rose came in 1924, brought by Uncle Harry. He was like my grandfather because he never did marry. He ate dinner with us every night and brought into our family much delight. Most of the time we lived in Borough Park, which wasn't so orthodox then, but it did have a few sparks. There was 13th Avenue with all the nicest shops, and the street to take a stroll, and if you wanted something to eat, where you popped. Everybody loved to walk there every night until television came and captured our sight. Tuesday night was Milton Berle's show, and nobody wanted any place to go. As other shows came on the air, the people just were not there. The store started to close at 6, so they finally had time their dinner to fix. Not everyone had a TV in there of their own, and most of us didn't have a phone. We went to our neighbor's flat to watch TV and eat this and that. Then little by little we each had a TV, and we all saw what we wanted to see. School was a few blocks away, and we met our friends every day to walk together as a group and get there safely, quite a troop. We walked everywhere without a car. In the city, it seemed no place was too far. Public school or yeshiva too was nearby for me and you. The library was also near. In those days, we walked without fear. When high school came 2 miles away, I took a trolley every day. Now the trolleys no longer run, but they were lots of fun. As we got older, we started to date. Then we got married, such was our fate. We learned how to drive everywhere, and people started to move to the suburbs from there. Then we raised our children and sent them to school. On Saturday, we usually brought them to shul. They went to colleges far and wide. They didn't need us at their side. Now I'm a grandma and a great-grandma, too. And asked me, what do you think I do? When my husband was alive, we traveled a lot. In the winter, we went wherever it was hot. In the summer, we took longer trips to Europe, to Israel by plane and ships. Now I'm old and a pandemic came, so things are not quite the same. I stay home most of the time, write these poems, which I try to rhyme. I watch TV and read a book. I want to eat, so I have to cook. My children do come to visit me. You have no idea how it fills me with glee. Every day is a miracle to enjoy, and every minute is a brand new toy. So have fun, Chava, grow up, and that's my life.
That's a good poem, Grandma Thelma. Thank you for sharing that.
How long did it take me?
It was about like 2 minutes and 30 seconds.
Okay.
Which isn't too bad.
So, how are you doing?
I'm doing good. We're still recording, though, so I can't answer any private
Well,
questions.
if you have anything, you can ask me questions about what life was like then or anything else that you want to know.
That sounds good. Well, let's see, Grandma Thelma. What do you miss about your past, middle of your life, like in your 50s to now?
Well, what do I miss? I miss that my husband is gone. I miss that I could
How long
travel.
ago did he pass away?
He passed away in 15 years ago.
15 years ago. Psh. That's a long time ago.
That's more than half your lifetime, Thelma.
Yeah. So why did he pass away? Cancer or something?
No, he was a runner. He won marathons, not 26 miles, but 6.2 miles. And he wanted to see if he could run backwards, and he fell and in the street. And then he went to the hospital, and he just went downhill, and it took him 3 months to say goodbye.
I'm sorry to hear that, Grandma Thelma.
You know, I never told you that story before.
No.
You see how no matter how long I know you, there's always different things that you find out.
Yeah, wow. So I guess the moral of that story is just to be careful and don't try anything new for yourself.
I know, but you know what? When you're alive, you want to do whatever you can, and people don't realize.
The consequences.
They think they're still young and they can do everything that they did before.
How old was he? 80? 70?
No, he was older than me. He was over 90.
What? So he had a good long life. That's not too shabby.
Who said it was shabby?
But he shouldn't be 90 years old running backwards.
Well, that's something else. That's a different story. But he didn't think of himself as 90. He thought of himself as 50, 40. I don't know.
Well, now...
Sometimes I feel that I'm not old. Sometimes I feel very old. And sometimes I feel I still can do a lot of things.
You can. The world's your oyster, Grandma Thelma. Don't let anyone tell you can't do anything. You can do everything until you're in heaven.
Just be careful.
Exactly. So then what about your 50s? Do you have any from half your lifespan?
The 50s is when I went to Israel. The 50s is when my children got married.
Oh.
So the 50s were good years for me.
It was your prime
busy.
time.
What you said, it was my prime time.
And then how do you feel now?
Look, I'm thankful for every day I have. I'm very happy.
That's good. And I'm grateful because now I have 2 tattoos and I couldn't be any more happier.
All right, you don't have to announce that on WhatsApp.
No, it's not WhatsApp, it's YouTube.
YouTube, whatever it is on YouTube, you don't have to announce it.
Yeah.
That's something private.
Yeah, I think so too. But now my parents know, so I'm not too embarrassed to tell the world. And you know what? It's really not that bad. People make it seem like the worst thing on earth. Did you ever remember Jewish people getting tattoos in your time?
I don't think, and they said they're not allowed. In fact, I think, I don't think you're supposed to if you're Jewish.
Oh.
I really don't know. Your father knows better than me what it says in the Torah.
Well, I think, you know what, Grandma Thelma? The times are changing. Like, think about people are doing intermarriages.
But the Torah doesn't change.
That's true, but like there's intermarriages, there's different things happening. So I think if someone could get intermarried to a different religion, then therefore the more so, then you could do whatever you want.
Well, look, I can't tell anybody else what to do. Sometimes I can't even tell myself what to do.
Why not? It's your life. You tell yourself whatever you want to do, Grandma Thelma.
I try to, but sometimes what you want to do, you're not able to do.
Well,
so.
there's this lady. I think she's the oldest person who goes skydiving. I don't know when it happened. It was several years ago. She was like 80 or 90. And she went skydiving. I feel like that's something I should do. For every year of her birthday, she did something really crazy.
If that's what she wanted to do, she does that.
And
I have no desire to go skydiving.
did you ever go skydiving?
No, I don't like those kind of things. Those things never interested me.
Do you know what happened? It was in Orlando. The kid was too heavy for the ride. And then they went...
Oh, yes, I heard. Well, and they had the ride wrong, so they adjusted the ride, which they shouldn't, because it had a safety feature, and then they opened it too much, and that's why he got killed.
That's why, you know what, Grandma Thelma? Do what makes you happy. Go to Mahjong and bingo you go, or you don't like bingo?
I'm not a bingo player. I go to bridge.
Bridge. Wait, I thought you used to play Mahjong and bridge. Now you just go to bridge?
Sometimes I go, look, there's not so many games around anymore. Not everybody wants to play. People don't want to go in groups. So everything is different. So anyway, I love you, Hub.
Well, we have 4 more.
15 minutes are up already.
No, we have 4 more minutes.
We have 4 more minutes?
Yeah,
Oh.
it feels like a lifetime, doesn't it, Grandma Thelma?
No, not quite. I always love talking to you, and I love you telling me about the animals. Well, tell me about this expensive dog. Who wants to give it to you?
It's a $10,000 puppy. It's a pit bull. It's so gorgeous. I think I'm going to give it to Yosef. It's silver,
It's a
beautiful.
pit bull?
Yeah.
I wouldn't give him a pit bull.
I know some HOAs or other things don't like pit bulls, really. But
That's right. Yeah, and please don't give him a pit bull.
But, you know, Grandma Thelma, that's judging based on its breed. Pit bulls are actually very lovable, cute dogs.
If anything happens and it's a pit bull, I hear on television all the time, you don't need to look for any trouble.
Exactly. But it's a $10,000 dog, and because
I don't care, so let the person keep it. If they pay $10,000, let them do it.
No, they breed the pit bulls. I met him in high school. You know when you're like just in high school, Grandma Thelma? Do you have any of your high school classmates you're in touch with?
One, I think. Not that many. Listen, you think that everybody that is my age is still alive?
Maybe. Grandma Thelma, you have to think
There are
optimistic.
some people alive, but not everybody. How many 90-year-old men are there in the Shul neighborhood in Temple Terrace?
Well, you have Bert
Bert and Arthur.
and Arthur. So you know what, Grandma Thelma? You could start playing the field a little bit. You can have more of a love life than me.
And Aaron is sick, though.
He's in the hospital.
No, I think he's home already. Who cooks for him?
I heard Gila does or something. I don't think we're allowed to talk about community gossip on here because we don't want to hurt anyone's
That's
feelings.
very nice of her. That's wonderful that she does that for him.
Yeah, but you know what, Grandma Thelma? I'm not saying about this situation, but sometimes people have ulterior motives. Like, I'll tell you offline. Okay, I'm going to talk about my job now. Okay, bye, everybody. Grandma Thelma and I wish you the best. Wait, Grandma Thelma, wave to the camera. Here you are, wave. There you go. And you're not wearing lipstick or makeup. It's okay. They still love you. Okay, we'll see you guys next week on Grandma Thelma Tuesday in 2 weeks. Bye.